Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ego, like email, must essentially go from our life. Therefore, it is called as ego. Like we call email, e-commerce. Similarly, ego. Now, what is this ego? We all speak about ego in Sanskrit or Hindi is called as ahankar. So let us try to understand what this ego is and then we can work on it. See, if we ask somebody to say something about him or her, what do we hear from people? We start from whatever past we remember. I was born in such and such place and then I started growing vertically, then the ceiling came, then I started growing horizontally and then I studied and then I went to school and college and then somehow got through and then got a job and then got married and then now I am here in front of you. Then the moment we come in the present, our story ends. See? So what is an ego? Ego is summation of our total past. Mind cannot survive without food like our body cannot survive without food. What is the food for the mind? The food for the mind, like for the gross body, we require three things: carbohydrates, fat and proteins. So the total past is the memory on which the mind survives. Then our struggle to solve the non-existing problems of the future is called as worry. That is the second aspect of our diet. And the third is, we keep on comparing in the present. Evaluation, comparison, comments, judgment. These are the three things with which the mind survives. And it is this mind who has a funny life. Longer the past, stronger the ego. See, take the small baby who is crying and all that. What is the total length of the past? 3 months?
5 months.
5 months. Now with that much past, the ego will be almost zero. So when the child sits in my lap, then he may pull my beard. He will not feel bad about it. If I scold him, you stupid, don't do it. He will not even recognize that it is some kind of scolding. Because there is no past almost. As the age advances, the past starts becoming longer and longer. Longer the past, stronger the ego. Stronger the ego, more miserable we are. More miserable we are, we don't like other happy people. So, ego is directly proportionate to the load of the past that we carry on our head. Therefore, to get rid of this ego, what should be the spiritual practice? Only one. And that is, try to remain more and more in the present. See, I remember this boy when I came for the first time, 10 years before almost. So he pulled me out. I was sleeping in the same room. He came from the school And his mummy told, no, Swami is sleeping. No, he can't sleep like that. I have come all the way from the school, and he pulled me out, and we went out for playing football. You can imagine, with my khada and lungi, I played with him. You might have forgotten, but I cannot forget because I have suffered. And then I asked him, hey, do you go to India sometime? Yes. Then, what is speciality? His observation was so good. He said, when we are in India, we talk about Australia. When we are in Australia, we talk about India. Old people cannot live in the present. All the time they have to go back to the past. जब हम बच्चे थे तब की बात है, अरे who cares? Old people like us, we have nothing but the past. Old people have no future. And youngsters have all the future and no past. And therefore, these two ends, they are constantly on loggerhead, and that is what is called as generation gap. See? So, ego is nothing but holding on to the total past. Therefore, spiritual practice will be to remain in the present more and more and more. But how to get rid of the past? It's very simple technique, I'll tell you. To get rid of the past is to learn from our past. This is a very simple and very effective technique. If we learn from anything, that does not allow any impression to be formed on our mind. See, like during our childhood, one time or the other, we have touched the fire and we got burnt. So we learned that fire burns. And therefore, we have neither liking nor disliking for fire. Because we have learned. See? But when it comes to, let us say, relations, I went to somebody's house for food, breakfast, and when we were taking breakfast, my friends, he received some phone call. He said, Swamiji, I had to go urgently, please don't mind. I said, no, I am getting breakfast, I don't need you. Go. He went. And then his wife was left alone and her son, this size. He was coming for the lecture. And she said, Swamiji, I know you don't like complaints, but he is very angry. All the time he is angry. I am fed up of his anger. What should I do? So now I was taking nice paratha with achar. I said, now let me eat paratha cheerfully, happily. But the son came to my rescue. He said, Swamiji, may I reply on your behalf? I said, hey, Chela Maharaj, shuru ho jao. You know what he replied? He said, Mama, we go to Swamiji's lecture in the morning. Yes. What Swamiji did? That time one mantra was going on from Kenopanishad. Yan manasana manute yena ahur manomatam tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yadidam upasate. That because of which the mind is able to think, that is Paramatma, and not the what mind thinks about. And that Paramatma you are. Discover your own divinity. This is the mantra. Therefore we are all Brahman, is it not? Yes. Then why don't you look upon Papa? That he is the angry brand Brahman. Because look here. If we are able to learn, we will never deposit any impressions on our mind. And lesser the impressions on the mind, we remain in the present. Therefore, let us keep the process of learning intact. Then the ego is reduced to that extent. Number one. Number two. Never bring past in our discussions or talking to somebody. See? Like many people ask us, when I go for various places for lectures, because of my habit, I say, हमारे पंजाब की बात है. तो when I say हमारे पंजाब की बात है, if there is some audience Punjabi, he feels very close to me. And after the lecture, स्वामी जी तुसी कित्थों आए? पकड़े गए. Then I ask, where from you are? We are from Amritsar. I am from Jalandhar, below the water.
Jalandhar.
See? Thereafter, another place I said, हमारे महाराष्ट्र की बात है. तो one Marathi came, इकड़े तिकड़े. You are from where? So from here, I am from there. Because I had to protect myself. Because that town I don't know. And once I was caught. One lady says, Swamiji, there is a limit for bluffs. Sometimes you said you are a Punjabi. Sometimes you said you are a Marathi. Tell who are you? I said, tell you frankly, I am a paratha. बाप पंजाबी माँ मराठा दोनों का बन गया पराठा. But why do you tell like that? What is the need? Ego is identification with the finite. See, in the deep sleep experience, we are not identified with anything, and therefore our experience is undivided, homogeneous presence. As a result, in the deep sleep, we are nobody, therefore no thoughts, no worries, and all bliss. So, what is ego? Ego is identification with the finite. Be very attentive. Finites are many. Infinite is one. Words are many. But the silence is one. If we are identified with the words, see, then we reduce to an ego. See? Therefore, the spiritual practice to dissolve the ego is the process of disidentification. I am taking you slowly, step by step. Catch every step. Let us analyze our own experiences. No, I will not tell you, please believe me, don't believe me, don't trust me. Doubt as much as you can. Only our own experience will be analyzed. In deep sleep, we are not identified with the body. Therefore, we are nobody. See? There, we are neither mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, rich, poor, Punjabi, Gujarati, nothing. We are nobody. Net result, we are happy. See? Now, second step. We get identified with one body. Like our waking experiences are separate from each other, our deep sleep experience is common. Because in deep sleep there is no otherness. So there is only one deep sleep. Waking experiences are many. Dream experiences are many. But deep sleep experience is one. See? In the earlier days, when I used to travel, 3-tier compartment, and when you sit in the Indian Railways, the first thing, jhagda begins. See, there never will be a peaceful exchange of words, and they will include the pedigree in their language, Not only you and me, but the whole family is involved, family tree. And in that all thing happens, and slowly the train starts and lullaby happens. Then all the containers are opened, and then you start filling the food inside, and then because of the heat you first sleep. And when you sleep, Then your legs are in somebody's lap, no problem. Somebody's hand is in your pocket, no problem. Because there all the differences are dissolved. The differences begin the moment we are identified with the body. See, here God element is not brought in between. Let us save God. So, this is the first step. After we get identified with the body, then the next generation begins. What is the next generation? After we are identified with the body, then I am mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, in-law, outlaw. Third step, be very attentive. We all complain, mind is too disturbed. Whose mind? Find out. Mind of Mr. Somebody. Now let us do an experiment right away and come to experience what I say. Sit with the way you are sitting, don't change your postures. Only close the eyes so that you don't look at others. And now we will play, okay? Now you become either parents or children. And see what thoughts are coming there. Experiment number 1 over. Stop. Now you become a professional or a student. And see what thoughts are coming. Stop. Experiment number 2 over. Last experiment. Now you remain as Mr. Nobody. And see what thoughts are coming. Stop. Experiment 3 over. Now open your eyes and ears and listen. When we became parent or son, our thoughts were pertaining to the children or the parents. When we became professionals or students, our thoughts were correspondingly. And when we were nobody, no thoughts. So, somebody is an ego. And nobody is freedom from ego. If we simply become aware of this fact, whenever we are disturbed, go to the root. See? How? By a root canal. When you have got root canal, with that root canal you sit for meditation. What will be the meditation? Mudra. What is this meditation, dear? No, this is sentimental meditation. See, in the same manner, as a mother, I sit for meditation. I have to prepare early morning breakfast for him. His father does nothing, only keeps on snoring, and I have to work. I don't know when this fellow is going to learn from. Oh, what is it? Meditation. Observe this. Whenever we are disturbed, at the root of all the disturbances, there is somebody. And you know the funny part? There is not only one body. There are many bodies inside, like a poultry farm. And all these bodies start talking to each other. And therefore, all of us talk maximum to ourselves. What is this? Non-stop talking. Cock, 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 cock. See? Therefore, ego means first identification with the finite, a basic definition. Finite is the body. It is conditioned by time, space and object. When we identify with the body, I become man, woman, young, old. After that is the second generation problems. I become mother, father, brother, sister, in-law, dada, dadi, nana, nani. Thereafter, all the disturbances begin. For whom? This second generation. Dada, dadi, nana, nani, husband, wife. And who are these people? These are only images, not real. See, I was doing my ironing of my clothes. So Amma said, Swamiji, why you are doing? I said, that is my meditation. Every day I do ironing and that is my meditation. When the cloth is having lot of wrinkles, it looks very dirty. It may be washed, but with wrinkles you don't like it. So when we move the hot iron on that, where do the wrinkles go? They are merely appearances. They are not exactly the same way. This somebody is merely an appearance. See? Nobody is a born husband, nobody is a born wife, nobody is a born wise or otherwise. These are all only acquired things. But these acquired are taken to be real. And thereafter, we start living as if, as a mother, as a husband, as a wife, as a son, as a daughter, that is the reality. No, it is not. Why the parents get so much disturbed because of the children is only because of the basic error. And what is the error? See, we invest in property. In addition to our own house, we buy a few more houses. After that, we give it for rent because it is meant only for investment. Now, in that house, the person to whom we have given rent, that person, do we have any control over him? What we have done, only created a house and given him on rent, and he is merely a tenant. No relations of ours. Be very attentive. In the same manner, to our children, we give only the body. The embodied, the one who is living in the body, is not created by parents. Therefore, children are born through us. They are not born to us. See, friends. Then, as long as we are interacting with each other, live cheerfully, happily, and he will have or she will have his own journey. But we imagine things should happen the way I want, and it can never happen. This is the cause of our all miseries, and this is what is called as ego. See? Today I went to somebody's house for lunch, and I told both husband and wife, hey, you are looking teenagers. Swamiji, you made my day. I said, then dinner also? So I justified how they are teenagers. They are married for last 17 years. So, what is their age as husband and wife? Nobody is a born husband and nobody is a born wife. So suppose somebody is married for 10 years or 13 years or 17 years, their age as husband and wife is only the anniversary. So 17 years, so I said you are in teenage and therefore it is natural that you will fight with each other because that is the age. And who is disturbed? Not the lady, not the man. Who is disturbed is the husband and the wife. See friends, where the husband and wife goes when there is a deep sleep snoring away? Where do they go? Therefore, we recognize this as a basic principle. Now thereafter, we all had to live in this relative world. So live in the relative world in such a manner that there are no dents and dashes created on our mind. See? You have freedom to drive the car on the road, but you have to follow the rules and regulations. In the same manner, we have to lead our life in this relative world and therefore follow the rules and regulations of relational existence. And what is that rules and regulations? Gita tells in the 2nd chapter. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhuhu ma te sangaha astu akarmani. This is the foundation on which we can dissolve our ego. Be very attentive. All that we do in our life, the world does not need us. First principle. See, today I received one email, very beautiful, nice pictures, about a dozen pictures. Many people go and want to see the lines on their hands so that they know what is their future. But people even without hands can create their future. This was the theme. And there were about a dozen pictures. One man somewhere in Korea or China somewhere, his both hands were not there. And with only the legs. He was having a bicycle puncture repairing shop on the roadside. And only with the feet he will pump the air, he will repair everything, and cheerfully and happily. See friends, one of the most important thing in life is we need to work. The world does not need our work. Get this point through. Like last time I remember I told you 10 years before when I came. I come here to my friend's place. I am very clear, none of you need me. It is my need that I come all the way from India. If this is clear in my mind, I will have only reverence and respect for you. If I think you ignorant people living in this corner, not knowing anything, I come all the way and you keep me waiting and there is hardly anybody. When I talk in India, there are thousands of people and here not even a dozen of them. What do you think of me? See the difference? This is the basic principle, friends, in life. If we do anything, the world doesn't need us. It is our need. Automatically humility comes. Number 1, karmanyevadhikaraste. Number 2, whenever we do anything, we cannot do anything yesterday or tomorrow. See? We can do whatever we do now only. Number 3, What should we do? See? What should we do? Now here is the basic principle. Life can be lived on two philosophies. One is the right-oriented philosophy and second is the duty-oriented philosophy. When we live like everywhere in the whole world, everybody talks about their rights. Like a coin cannot have only one side. In the same manner, life cannot be only right-oriented. There are always duty associated with the rights. Two things. Now, if I talk of my right and you talk of your right, it will end up only in clashes. See? For example, I say, I am giving you talk, so it is my right to expect from you that you should come here on time, listen carefully. This is my right. And you will say, we are also right. We come here all the way after a whole day's work, tired, just to entertain you. And you are not talking sense. See? So, both of us will start fighting and throwing the ball in other person's court. Contrary to that, if I take my job, I do my duty the best. You do your duty the best. What is the net result? I am free to do my duty best. You are free to do your duty best. As a result, our mutual rights are taken care of. See? When the father does his duty toward the children, and when the children are responsible to the father, there will be peace in that house. But if all the time the father talks only about his rights and the children talk about their rights, we have no control over others. We can have control only on ourselves. See, friends, therefore the foundation of life has to be duty oriented and not right oriented. But we all the time talk about our rights. See, one thumb rule I'll tell you, try this. Write off your rights. We have no right on anybody in this world. See how joyfully we live. The net result will be, we will start living only in the present. Now next point. When we are doing anything, it is our need. Now the question is, why do we do anything in life? Is it to get happiness from life or to express the happiness that we are? When you do anything to get happiness, you are a beggar. When you do anything to express happiness, you are a master. So whatever we have to do it cheerfully and happily. Happier you are, lesser is the ego. Miserable you are, stronger is the ego. And those who are living all the time at the ego level, they are tired. See, you take the great masters. They live at zero ego level. Therefore, they are never tired. And we people, I am done. Now Sunday, don't wake me up, okay? Sunday whole day I will sleep like a pig. I am tired. Tiredness is a clear indication of a strong ego. See, friends, to get rid of this ego, one technique I will tell you. We work 365 days a year. That is the rule. Remove that from your head. I want to take a holiday. Every day is a working day. There is no question of getting tired in life. Because Whenever every action is an expression of joy, you cannot be tired of happiness. When every action is only expressing joy, talk happily and cheerfully, walk happily and cheerfully, sleep happily and cheerfully, eat happily and cheerfully, cook happily. I don't know why I came in this house. My whole life is going only in belly, roti. In that house, there will be a perpetual constipation. So all those houses where there is a stomach problem, understand the lady of the house is cursing with every chapati. See, friends, whatever we have to do it cheerfully and happily. Now assimilate all these thoughts systematically. The world doesn't need our actions. It is our need that we do. Whenever we do whatever is our need, we cannot afford to be arrogant and angry. So let every moment of our life be filled with cheerful expression through action. See? I'll tell you something and then we'll find out exactly what ego means. Okay? In a school, the teacher asks a question. Hey, you tell. Yes, sir. If somebody cannot see, what do you call him? So the student said, blind. Very good. You tell. If somebody cannot speak, what do you call him? Dumb. Very good. On to see the so. If somebody cannot hear, what do you call him? Call him anything. Anyway, he doesn't hear. He didn't say deaf. See, friends, when we are happy, we are one with the divine. Therefore, happiness must be the foundation of expression of total life. And all actions are done in the present. Every action is an expression of happiness. So all the time we will be happy. The more you remain happy, the less is the ego. See? For us, जाऊं तो जाऊं कहाँ बाढ़ में कहाँ जाऊं. The more we recognize this principle, the problem of ego will be dissolved. Karmanyevadhikaraste. Let the life be on the foundation of duty orientation, no right orientation. Now the second thing. Many people have got this funny understanding. Oh, it is only because of this India is not progressing. Because you people say you should not have any desire. It is not that. What is meant is, whenever you do anything, can you do anything tomorrow? You cannot. Whatever you have to do, you can do it only today and now. See, but what happens? While doing the job now, I am worried about the result, what will happen. As a result, I am not present in the today's job 100%. I am only partially present. See? If you are fully present, your future will be taken care of. Instead of working for the future, we are worrying for the future. See? Work for the present, work in the present for the future, future will be taken care of. This is the meaning, ma phaleshu kadachana. And when you are fully available in the present for any job, you will outwit your own earlier performance. See? What is an expertise and efficiency? Expert is a person who knows more and more about less and less. See? Like an ENT specialist. I went to the ENT specialist for my ear. So I said, Doctor Saab, my ear is giving a lot of pain. Which ear? Right ear, I am sorry. I am left ear specialist. See? Specialist is the one who knows more and more about less and less. But an efficient person is efficient in every activity. He is not expert, but he is efficient. Expertise limits your performance. Efficiency expands your performance. When we start living with this basic principle, our efficiency will increase. What will be that? Ordinary husband versus efficient husband. Ordinary wife versus efficient wife. Ordinary child versus efficient child. See? Efficiency adds a kind of a small finishing touch to our performance in life. And that can happen only if we learn to live in the present. So when we are fully available in the present, past will not be a burden on our mind. Therefore, our performance will be the best, and such a person is living at zero ego level. See? Now, what is that which is the problem in doing anything that we do? Ma karma phala heturbhuhu. See? There are two tenses in your English literature. One is called as active voice and second is passive voice. What is an active voice? Active voice is that I have done that job or he has done that job. In that, I or he, that is primary factor, important. Now what will be the passive voice? I have done that job. The job was done. Is it not? So in this, who is important? Not who has done, but what is done. In the same manner, ma karma phala heturbu means don't give importance that I have done this thing, I have done this thing. The job is done, that's it. That is important. And when we start living with this understanding, then there will be no problem of achievement or failure. Job is done. Job could not be done. So job could not be done. No guilt of not doing. Job was perfectly done. No arrogance of being perfect. This is how we can save the formation of ego in and through all our activities. And one of the most important thing is mate sangastu akarmani. Never retire in life. Never retire in life. Till the last moment, produce wealth. Most important. It is not necessary that we have to work only for earning money for ourselves. We do everything because it is our need. One example I'll give you. A friend of mine, he retired in Bombay about 16 years before. So he invited me to his house for dinner. Swamiji, today I am retired. Now I will come with you and spend my rest of my life with you in your ashram. I said, it is for this reason only I don't have any ashram. Because all those unwanted people will gather around me. And then I had to look after. Swamiji, bathroom mein pani nahi hai, so I go with a lota with me. No ashram business. Then what should I do? I said, then you take care of the same expertise that you have. How? I said, you take another job. But where will I get a job? I said, if you get a job, then I will work. I said, okay, now you work. You will get a job within a month's time. Then, the whole money is mine, not yours. Is it not? You wanted to come and serve me. Okay, Swamiji. And by God's grace, he got a job in Middle East. About 5 to 10 lakhs per month. He was in a construction line. He got that job. He said, Swamiji, I got a job. Now what is next thing? I said, I grant you 50% allowance. and the 50% amount you spend on any good cause that you respect, such as education, anywhere, don't give me. And he started doing it. Within a period of 6 months, he told, Swamiji, I have understood now. Earning for yourself is different. Working and living for others, the quality of life changes. And after 2-3 years, when that job was over, he did not simply sit at home. He got involved in he is now in Bangalore, Senior Citizens Forum, national level. He started writing articles. He became the president. And so many projects, so many. And all the elderly people, he inspires them. And everybody is surprised. How come you are our age, but you are full of life? Friends, to live without ego, we require 3 factors. Number 1, passion. Number 2, dispassion. Number 3, compassion. Work with passion. Have something to be achieved in life. Higher the goal, more deeper is the passion. See? But when we are getting involved in anything, great work, dispassion, never get carried away by that. If required, we are ready to leave it any moment, anywhere. See? I saw, one commentary on Vivek Chudamani, Sanskrit commentary written by a great Mahatma. He wrote about 400 verses commentary, and then he didn't write further. That portion was published. Now his disciples and all other people around, sir, why don't you complete the remaining 200 verses so that it will be a complete work? He said, this much is done. It's more than enough. If somebody studies up to here, he need not go further. Okay? It will be enough. No, but it will be incomplete. He said there is nothing like complete and incomplete in this world. We are obsessed with everything. Therefore, dispassion. Do your job dynamically, but at the same time, we have the freedom to withdraw in a fraction of moment. Our condition is like what, old ambassador cars. What are the old ambassador cars? A car whose every part makes noise except the horn is an ambassador car. So you start that car and it will start. When you apply the brake is applied after 10 minutes. By then the accident has happened. In the same manner, we get involved in the life. But when we are supposed to withdraw, we are not able to withdraw. See, get involved fully, but reserve your freedom. This is what happens in many families. The parents are unable to withdraw from the lives of their children. One Punjabi family in Bangalore, very close family. When I went to their house, I used to go and meet that old Abba. So first of all, I go straight away to her and do matha teko and then sit with her. Take her hand, Mama, how is life? Everything is fine. How is your health and all that? So, everything is fine except my children don't listen to me. I said, is it? Call them. And she called 1, 2, 3, all of them came. The first child was retired brigadier. You can imagine. So at the age of 98, her complaint is, my children don't listen to me. When is she going to withdraw from this world? See, friends, before somebody has to tell us, Swamiji, time is over. How much time you will take to conclude this lecture? Before that, I should have wisdom to close my talk. Isn't it? In the same manner, reserve this freedom. This freedom is called as a dispassion. See, friends, one example I'll give you about this, one or two examples. This happened in USA. There was one girl who was in class 7 or 8 like this boy was. Now she is married and a mother of 2 children. So one day she wrote me an email and she said, Swamiji, I am desperate to see you, but I don't know how can I see you and where are you on the earth and I don't know. Then I wrote to her, I am in Washington DC and this is the phone number, I am here. She said, hey, I am also in Washington DC, I'll come this evening. And she came from the work directly, put the car and came like an Alsatian, jumping on you. She jumped and cried for 2 hours. So much accumulated, inside. And then she said, Swamiji, today I am extremely disturbed. So what happened? I told my mother, go back to India, I don't want you. And after that, she is also crying, I am also crying my whole day. What should I do? I kept quiet. She said, do you know why I said like this? She came for my second delivery. She was carrying. 8 months, that time she was carrying. She came. Last 3 months, she has only one topic. How my brother's wife is useless. I was fed up. How many days will I listen the same topic? One day I told, Mama, you came here to help me or to torture me. Now what do I do? See, as you see only negativities in your daughter-in-law, my mother-in-law also sees only negativity in me. But do you see? And why don't you change the topic? Again and again, now I am fed up. If you don't want, you go back home, I don't want your help. Friends, when a child has to tell like this to the mother or father, don't think the children are happy. They are worstly, infected by pain inside. One extreme example. Another extreme example. Today I was telling to Sumanamma, I saw one lady, such a divine thought. When that boy got married, and as usual, khat started. So the mother told the boy, my dear child, you don't have to prove that you love me. I am your mother. I will understand you. You don't have to do anything. You have to prove that you love to your wife. Take care of her. See the balance and maturity. Unless we have this dispassion, our passion will become a problem. Dispassion is the foundation of life. And when this is being done, dispassion doesn't mean that, I don't care. No. We have to have compassion. Understand others. See, 2 people or more people stay together never because of love. Let us remove that wrong notion. People stay together because of understanding and not because of love. See, when all these things are put together, we start fulfilling all our relations beautifully, perfectly, without allowing the ego to be crystallized. And such a person, towards the conclusion of his life, he has attained fulfillment. There are no loose ends to be tied anywhere. Life is perfectly done. So we have protected ourselves from the negative aspect of the ego. We have utilized the ego positively because we have done our duties. I am a father is an ego. Because of this ego, I have controlled my lifestyle. I am a son, this is an ego. But because of that, I have behaved properly. See how beautiful it becomes. And in this manner, when we live, we develop something called as attenuated live virus vaccine. Those who are in the medical field know this. The live virus vaccine is a vaccine wherein the disease producing aspect is destroyed and the antibody producing aspect is maintained in the vaccine. Exactly the same way. The poisonous aspect of the ego is quietened and the positive aspect called as the antibody production is maintained. This is how the ego becomes an asset or a liability if we know or we do not know how to handle the ego. Therefore, ego is not only bad, it has got positive aspects also. Practice it and be happy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.